What if the reason you're suffering isn't because people disappoint you, but because you expect too much from them? What if the stress, the frustration, the heartbreak, the anger, and the constant feeling of being let down all come from one hidden habit, the habit of expecting people to understand you, expecting people to appreciate you, expecting people to stay, expecting people to be loyal, expecting life to be fair. Most people spend their lives attached to outcomes they cannot control, and when reality fails to match their expectations, they suffer. But there is a powerful principle that can set you free, a principle practiced by Stoic philosophers for centuries. It is called detachment, not indifference, not coldness, not giving up, but the ability to live, love, work, and care deeply, without becoming emotionally dependent on outcomes. The moment you master detachment, you stop giving the world the power to control your peace. And that changes everything. One of the greatest causes of human suffering is expectation. Most pain does not come from reality itself. It comes from the gap between reality and what we wanted reality to be. Think about it. When someone disappoints you, what hurts more? Their action? Or the expectation you had before their action? When someone doesn't appreciate your effort, the pain often comes from expecting appreciation. When someone leaves, the pain becomes stronger because you expected them to stay. When life doesn't go according to plan, the frustration comes from expecting a different outcome. Expectation creates an invisible contract, a contract that other people never agreed to sign. You expect loyalty, you expect honesty, you expect understanding, you expect fairness. Then when reality doesn't match your expectations, you feel betrayed. The problem is that people are not obligated to become the characters you've created in your mind. They are who they are, not who you want them to be. Detachment begins when you accept this truth. People will act according to their nature, not according to your expectations. The sooner you understand this, the sooner you stop being shocked by human behavior. Many people misunderstand detachment. They think it means becoming cold, emotionless, disconnected. But true detachment is something entirely different. Detachment does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. You can care deeply about people without depending on them for your happiness. You can love someone without making them responsible for your emotional stability. You can pursue success without becoming emotionally destroyed by failure. You can work hard without becoming attached to recognition. Detachment means participating fully in life, while understanding that nothing is guaranteed. Everything in life is temporary. People change. Relationships change. Circumstances change. Opportunities change. Nothing remains exactly the same forever. When you resist this reality, you suffer. When you accept it, you become free. One of the most dangerous expectations is expecting other people to think like you. Many conflicts begin here. You assume that because you would do something, someone else should do it too. You assume that because you are loyal, others will be loyal. Because you are honest, others will be honest. Because you care, others will care equally. But people do not see the world through your eyes. They have different experiences, different values, different priorities, different fears, different desires. Expecting everyone to behave according to your standards creates endless disappointment. Detachment teaches you to accept people as they are, not as you wish they were. This does not mean accepting bad behavior. It means seeing reality clearly, without illusion, without fantasy, without false expectations. The more accurately you see people, the less often they disappoint you. Another powerful aspect of detachment is learning to let go of control. Most anxiety comes from trying to control things beyond your control. You want people to approve of you. You want situations to go perfectly. You want certainty about the future. You want guarantees. But life offers very few guarantees. The future is uncertain. People are unpredictable. Circumstances change unexpectedly. Trying to control everything is exhausting. It creates constant tension, constant fear, constant stress. Detachment teaches a different approach. Focus on what you can control: your actions, your effort, your attitude, your character, and release everything else. You cannot control how people respond to you, but you can control how you respond to them. You cannot control outcomes, but you can control preparation. You cannot control the future, but you can control your actions today. This shift changes your entire experience of life. One reason expectations are so painful is because they create emotional dependence. When your happiness depends on someone else's behavior, you give away your power. Now your peace depends on their choices, their mood, their actions, their approval, their presence. This is a fragile way to live because you are placing your emotional stability in someone else's hands. Detachment helps you reclaim that power. It teaches you to build happiness internally, not externally. Your peace becomes your responsibility, not someone else's. Your self-worth becomes your responsibility, not someone else's. Your fulfillment becomes your responsibility, not someone else's. This is one of the most empowering realizations a person can have. Detachment also protects you from unnecessary emotional suffering. Imagine doing something kind for someone. If you expect gratitude, you may become disappointed. If gratitude never comes, you feel hurt. But if you act out of your values rather than your expectations, there is no disappointment. You did the right thing because it was right, not because you expected a reward. This mindset transforms relationships. It transforms work. It transforms life itself. You stop constantly calculating what you should receive in return. You stop keeping score. You stop measuring every interaction through the lens of expectation. And as a result, you experience more peace. The need for validation is another attachment that causes suffering. Many people spend their lives seeking approval. They want recognition, praise, acceptance, admiration. They want everyone to like them, everyone to understand them, everyone to respect them. But this is impossible. No matter who you are, someone will dislike you. Someone will criticize you. Someone will misunderstand you. Someone will judge you unfairly. Detachment teaches you to stop chasing universal approval. Not because approval is bad, but because depending on it is dangerous. When your self-worth depends on external validation, you become a prisoner of public opinion. You constantly adjust yourself to please others. You sacrifice authenticity. You lose yourself. True freedom begins when you stop needing everyone to approve of your existence. Another area where detachment becomes powerful is success. Most people become emotionally attached to outcomes. They believe happiness will arrive only when they achieve a certain goal: a promotion, a business, a relationship, a financial milestone, a dream opportunity. They postpone happiness until success arrives. But life doesn't work that way, because once one goal is achieved, another appears. The cycle continues forever. Detachment teaches you to focus on the process rather than the outcome. Work hard, give your best effort, pursue excellence, but don't attach your identity to the result, because outcomes are never fully within your control. Effort is, character is, discipline is. When you focus on these things, you become more resilient. Success becomes enjoyable. Failure becomes educational. And your peace remains intact regardless of results. One of the deepest forms of detachment is accepting impermanence. Everything changes. This truth can seem frightening, but it can also be liberating. Nothing lasts forever. Not success, not failure, not pain, not pleasure, not joy, not sadness. Everything moves. Everything evolves. Everything passes. When you understand this deeply, you stop clinging so tightly. You appreciate moments without demanding permanence. You enjoy success without becoming attached to it. You endure hardship knowing it will pass. You experience life more fully because you're no longer trying to freeze it. Detachment allows you to flow with life rather than fight against it. Many people believe attachment proves love. But often attachment and love are not the same thing. Attachment says, I need you. Love says, I appreciate you. Attachment fears loss constantly. Love values presence. Attachment tries to control. Love allows freedom. Attachment creates dependency. Love creates connection. The stronger your attachment, the greater your fear. The greater your fear, the greater your suffering. Detachment does not weaken love. It purifies it. It removes fear, possession, control, and dependency, leaving behind something healthier and stronger. Perhaps the greatest gift of detachment is peace. A peace that cannot be easily disturbed. A peace that does not depend on perfect circumstances. A peace that survives disappointment, criticism, failure, loss, and uncertainty. Because once you stop expecting the world to behave according to your wishes, you stop fighting reality. And when you stop fighting reality, you stop creating unnecessary suffering. Life becomes lighter, clearer, simpler. You stop chasing control. You stop chasing validation. You stop chasing guarantees. And instead, you focus on living wisely, acting with integrity, doing your best, and accepting what comes. In the end, detachment is not about caring less. It is about suffering less. It is about understanding that your peace should never depend entirely on people, outcomes, or circumstances beyond your control. The moment you stop expecting everything from everyone, you begin to appreciate what comes naturally. The moment you release your grip on how life should be, you start experiencing life as it is. And that is where true freedom begins. Because the strongest person is not the one who controls everything. The strongest person is the one who remains at peace, even when they control nothing.